Apple launched its Journal app in December of 2023 as the newest addition to its suite of native applications. It positioned it as an app to reflect on everyday moments and life's special events. Now, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know that journaling is a regular part of my life. I have a physical journal that I use for more long-form entries. I also have a commonplace book, and I have embraced digital journaling, which I do through an application called Day One, and I've actually done a video on Day One, my experience with it, how I use it. So if you're interested in seeing that, I will have it linked somewhere up here for you. And so as someone who has really seen the benefits of journaling, I'm happy that Apple has finally gotten into this space. I have been testing Apple's journal out, and so in today's video I want to talk you through the application, talk about why it could be one of the best ways for you to get into digital journaling and make that a consistent habit of yours, and I'll also do a brief comparison to Day One closer to the end of the video, so stick around for that. Some things to note: you have to be on at least iOS 17.2 in order to use Journal. It's also currently only available for the iPhone. To my knowledge, there hasn't been any announcement about whether or when it's going to be coming to other devices like the iPad and the Mac, but I'm hoping that support for those devices is in the pipeline. Now, what I think is one of the main draws of this application is its simplicity. From a design standpoint, it is minimal and functional at the same time, so true to Apple form. To create a new entry, you tap the plus button and you're prompted with a few different options. At the top, you'll see that there is a new entry button. You can go ahead and manually create an entry in that way. And we're going to take a look at that interface in just a second. But first, I wanted to talk to you about another feature that you'll see on this screen, which is suggestions. Essentially, suggestions is a feature that captures information from apps such as Maps, Apple Music, Photos, any app that you have given Journal private access to. And so the point is to highlight experiences that you've had throughout the day that might inspire you to journal. And I want to talk a little bit about suggestions because I think that this is a feature that people can maybe be split on, in that on the one hand, it's really good for addressing that problem that a lot of people have with journaling, which is that they don't know what to write about. And so it's taking advantage of the fact that a lot of the things that we experience on a day-to-day basis, a lot of the moments that we want to remember and that we cherish are moments that we capture using our phone. I can also see why people may not enjoy this feature as much or might be hesitant to use it just because it can feel a little invasive, a reminder that we're constantly being monitored. But Apple has specifically let us know that Journal only pulls from apps that use private access, which can be controlled in the settings. And we'll take a look at settings and the entire settings menu a little later in the video because there's a lot that you can customize in there. If you don't want to use suggestions, but you still want more of a guided journaling experience, the app provides prompts in the form of what they call reflections. So you'd simply find one that you'd like to answer and it takes you straight into the entry interface. Now, to go back to the standard manual entry, there are a few different options that you have when it comes to formatting and structuring a journal entry. Of course, there is text input and you do get basic formatting options such as bold, italic, underline, and strike through. You can add photos or videos from your gallery or via the camera. And there's an option to record audio as well as to capture your location. And here you'll see that you do have an entry point to suggestions if you decided that you wanted to use those. You can customize the date as well by choosing whether you'd like to use the current date or a custom date. And in the top left, there is a bookmark button. So you can bookmark an entry, and where this becomes particularly useful is on the home screen. You can choose to filter journal entries that are displayed here based on all entries, bookmarks, photos, activity, and places. So let's take a look at the settings of this application. Of course, you have the usual options like giving the app access to your location, the microphone, etc. And like I mentioned earlier, this is where you get those settings that are specific to suggestions. So you can let the app know whether you do or don't want to see suggestions. If you allow Journal to access your contacts, you can actually choose whether you'd like to prioritize suggestions that include moments with those contacts. And it goes both ways, so you can decide whether you want to allow Journal to show your contacts that you're nearby, and that would also help to prioritize their suggestions. A few more notes on privacy. If you have Face ID or device passcode set up, you can of course lock your journal, so protect it from anyone who might be looking to go in there and read your deepest, darkest secrets. Now, while we're here in settings, let's talk about the journal schedule. You can actually set up a journaling schedule by selecting both the days and time when you'd like to be notified. And so this is a good feature for you if you really value consistency in your journaling practice. Now, if we're talking comparison to other journaling applications, the one that I am most familiar with is Day One. And if we're comparing Journal to Day One, just based on the amount of features, obviously Day One wins in that regard. Day One is a much more mature app. It's been around since 2011, I believe. Day One allows you to create multiple journals. It is cross-platform. There are lots more customization options that you have access to. You can have journal templates. You can have your journals printed. There's tagging. There are different import options. Maybe you're not interested in having that many features. In that case, I think that this is a great option for you, especially if you are within the Apple ecosystem. If you enjoy the ease and simplicity of Apple's native apps, of course, like I mentioned, you do have those additional features that I think are really vital for anyone who's trying to add journaling to, their life, whether it's through the prompts, whether it's through journal scheduling, whether it's through suggestions. So if you're looking for a simple, no-frills journaling experience, I would say give Apple Journal a try. If you enjoyed today's video, remember to leave a like and subscribe. Comment and let me know, have you heard of Journal? Have you used it? Do you enjoy it? Do you not? Are there other journal applications that you've tried? As always, I'd love to hear from you down in the comment section. So take good care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.